Chris Shea. I'm the founder of Life's Journey Life Coaching. I've been a counselor for 30 years. Got into specifically life coaching probably close to 10 years ago now, and have focused my practice, which is online. One of the reasons I like my air spot. So I can see people all over the US, all over the country, all over the world. And it's just great to connect with wonderful people. We don't always have to problem solve. We don't always have to seek out guidance because I'm having a problem. It just may be a sticking point. It may be some anxiety I'm having. It might be a life transition. I'm going from working my whole life to retiring, and I don't know how to handle that. These really aren't problems per se. They're just life, and it's life as it happens. Most people could use a life coach at some point in their life. When don't we have an issue of what do I do next? Where's my life going? Asking some of those questions, which again, we're not doing problem speak. We're doing goal setting, solution speak, just giving guidance for somebody who's seeking and asking questions about themselves. I don't have an answer. Even doing regular counseling, you don't have the answer. But bouncing it off of an objective person, I may have some guidance, may ask just the right question that gets you thinking. I never looked at it that way. Because you never looked at it that way, all of a sudden you've got this whole other perspective in your head. And it's not that I did that. I just asked a question. On the counseling side, I've been doing substance use counseling, mainly alcohol, drug, for much of the years of my counseling. That's one of the specialties. And on the side of the life coaching, I look at people who are seeking goals in their life and who are dealing with minor setbacks, minor depressions, anxiety. Those are the key topics. There's really no lengthy time frame needed. Even with counseling, I can tell most individuals that's a good couple months for many of the issues. But when you're talking about life coaching, because we're talking helping in transitions, whatever, that could be 4 or 5 sessions. It doesn't have to be lengthy. There's a lot of variation when you're talking about life coaching, because a lot of it is if we're going to do the goal setting, you have to go out and work on those goals. And as you're working on those goals, then you want to check back in as far as progress or in some walls as you're working some of the goals. Well, here I am. But I may not need to be seeing you while you're working those goals unless something like that happens. And that's the great thing with technology, because we can do that. It's easier if I need to see somebody more frequently or even do like text message check-ins. We could have a 5-10 minute text message back and forth. There's a lot of options, and I'm open to whatever is going to work for that individual and their needs. I also have a full-time job running an outpatient clinic, and I also am an adjunct professor in graduate studies for up-and-coming counselors.
The cost of it is so affordable.
And again, that's one of the positives of technology. Pre-COVID, I actually had a physical office where I did the life coaching, and the prices were higher. Able to reduce the prices because the overhead went away. And there's also package deals. So if you need it more frequently, sure, there's discounts for that. It's compared to if you were going to see a therapist and self-pay, life coaching, especially with me, is quite reasonable. We're talking to life coaching, there is no geographical restriction. An app such as this could really extend the reach. But one of the things I really like about this app and the service, it's a one-stop shop in the sense that if somebody's looking for multiple services, well, you have it all there in the app. Go to the app, check off all the services and the providers that you're looking for, and the convenience of it. That, again, it's not, well, I don't live near wherever that service is. It doesn't matter where you live. It's going to be taken care of. So I like the uniqueness of this and really that potential that's there, not just to get the word out, but to reach as many people as we can, because there's a lot of people who, need different services, and this app puts it all in one right in their hands. A lot of people offer online coaching, counseling, but what's unique here is this is being offered in that app. People have to search to
Yeah,
find all of this. If
right.
you're using the app, you don't have to get on a search platform and start looking at who offers this, and are they not good, or are they vetted, all of that. No, this is already in the app. Just search for the app, download the app, because you've got people on there who share the vision of what you're saying, and they're vetted.
Part of the reason why I created the app was because I moved to a new city and I didn't have a network. I didn't have anyone, a referral source to figure out who I was going to talk to for what. And I wanted this service, that service, and another. And I just was a little lost. And so I thought, I wish there was an app for
Right.
this. By just keeping my heart in the right place, that we will serve everyone. Any other thoughts or
hmm
suggestions on that?
If people are looking to get into the life coaching, look for courses that are nationally or internationally certified. Take those courses, learn how to do it well, and get yourself listed on an app like MayorSpot, because that's going to show that legitimacy of what you're doing, and open yourself up to a lot of clientele. Take a look at the app, take a look at the offerings. If that's something that you offer, really consider signing up. And if it's a one-stop shop, I mean, when I was doing counseling at the beginning, I didn't even know about mindfulness, to be honest. When I learned about mindfulness and really fell in love with mindfulness, I realized I've been doing mindfulness for decades without knowing that I was doing it.
As far as mindfulness goes, you said that this is something that you've been practicing for a long time yourself. What are your top one or two, or three tips that you would suggest people maybe start or end their day with?
Meditation is very important. And a lot of times you use that word, and people either are turned off by it or like, I don't have time for that. We all have time for it. Um, we have time for what is important in our lives, is really what it comes down to. When people say I'm too busy in the day to add whatever, we have the time to do everything that we find important. And that could be a simple 10 minutes of just being quiet with yourself. Meditation can come in many ways. You could
Mhm.
be walking the dog and do a mindful meditation walk. You could sit still and do mindful meditation. There's structured ways to do it, and there's your ways to do it. Meaning, it's what works for you, but
Right.
it's spending that time in quiet and being reflective of what's happening in the present moment. It's, what am I sensing? And in all my senses, what am I sensing right now? Without worrying about the future or the past. Just right now, what am I sensing? What am I seeing, hearing, smelling, thinking? And just let all of that flow. Be creative with it. It's noticing that bird that flew overhead, or putting your toes in the grass and the sand on the pavement, but recognizing that you're doing that, and grounding yourself.